everyone. I promised that I was going to go live today at 10 o'clock to talk about how to overcome overwhelm when it comes to technology. So there are so many tools and so many resources that it's super easy to want to bury your head in the sand and shut down because it's really overwhelming when it comes to technology, especially if you want to crack into online marketing or a service-based business or developing a new website or any of those things that we experience on the solopreneur journey. So as you know, I'm Casey Rossi. I'm a business coach and I help female entrepreneurs build, grow, and optimize their business. And right now I'm really specializing in helping people create digital assets, online courses, and membership sites. And so that's why this came into my lens here, because what I hear often from people is that sounds like a great idea, but I have no idea where to start. And there are so many tools and resources that my head is actually spinning, and it's a completely new language. So first off, know that you're not alone. It doesn't make the process any easier or faster, but sometimes there's comfort at just knowing that it's not just you, right? We all start out in the learning process. And in the learning process, there is always that time where you feel like, first, like, what the heck am I even doing? And is it just me? Like, am I the only one that's behind the eight ball? Am I the only one that's getting like so frustrated that it feels like everyone gets this except me? And you're not. That is the natural process of learning something new. Is there's excitement and then there's like this frustration when we're going through that confused state. But trust me when I say that with time and energy, you will get to the other side, which is clarity and confidence. So just know it's a natural part of the learning process when you are cracking into something new. So that's my first tip for you. My second tip is minimize your mentors. So this may sound kind of like counterintuitive, but it's something that I found really helped. I'm constantly craving knowledge, whether it's in holistic fields or how I can optimize my health or how I can organize my house or how I can better my business. I'm just a forever learner and I absolutely love it. But in regard to this topic, when you are cracking into online technology, what I personally found that helped me is minimizing my mentors. So in the beginning, I was gobbling up all these different YouTube tutorials and getting different business books, and it really was confusing because everybody has a different style, they have a different way of teaching, they have a different energy and a different vibration. And what I found is it was almost like watching TV and listening to the radio and trying to have a conversation with somebody all at the same time. And so not only was I trying to learn something new, but I had all these different channels coming in simultaneously, and that really added to overwhelm. So my tip for you, my suggestion for you is find somebody that you really learn well from, that you understand them, that they go at a pace that feels comfortable for you. Even if it's challenging, it feels comfortable for you. And stick to one or two people and go deeper in what they offer instead of trying to bounce around from this expert to this ebook, to that Kindle, to this Audible, to that YouTube channel, and the list goes on and on. You are going to find that you're going to be so much more relaxed by being able to focus on one or two mentors that you get, that you like, that they have what you want, or they have already traversed the terrain of where you want to go. It's going to help your mind space and your longevity in technology tremendously. So definitely heed that. Also be patient with yourself. This is really like a new language, a special digital marketing languaging. You know, when you think about conversion rates and lead magnets and opt-ins, it is like a brand new language. In fact, one of my clients is bilingual and English isn't her first language. And so she used to say, oh my gosh, Casey, like, first of all, I have to translate it in my mind from Spanish to English. And then second of all this technology jargon, I feel like I have to put it through another filter and translate it. And that's really kind of the case. There is a whole new set of ABCs when you're talking about marketing and digital speak. So just be patient with yourself. It's just like if you learned an instrument. Like I played piano for many years growing up, and I wouldn't have done very well with it if I didn't take the time to learn the notes and the scales and get my foundation and structure together. And then when I looked at a piece of music, it didn't look like Greek to me because I took the time to understand, like I said, notes and timing and phrasing and crescendos and all the things needed in order to make that piece make sense to me. So really break down technology in that way as well. Everything has an A to Z to it. It has foundational pieces and framework that once you take the time to unravel and understand, then the bigger concepts are going to be much easier for you to compose and to get results from. One way that you can help yourself make this a little bit easier is to time block, say Monday through Friday, a specific period of time. So it doesn't have to be long. If you have an hour, that's amazing. Depending on what your timeline and what your goals are, you're going to see a lot of progress if you give yourself an hour a day to devote to your energy and your education. If you don't have that much time, no worries. If you can carve out 20 or 30 minutes to focus on the main tool or the main priority that's going to get you to your goal quicker, you're going to see a huge amount of relief and stress and a big reduction in your overwhelm when you're constantly adding to your mental base. Because when you first start out, it's going to be like, oh my God, I have no freaking clue on what I'm doing. But what you're going to find is day by day, little by little, when you have this time block section for yourself, there's going to be a place for your new knowledge to land. Your mind's going to be open for it. You're going to have this foundation. And all of a sudden, what sounded really confusing, you're going to be like, okay, all right, I get that. Now there's somewhere for that to go. And you're going to keep building it like a sandcastle. Like, I don't know why that analogy just came in, but like brick by brick, layer by layer, you're going to start to see formation and see like your overall vision come to life. And time blocking so you have space and energy to continue to add is going to be the way to go for you. Definitely it takes practice, right? Just like the piano. I had to practice every day. I studied for 10 years, right? And it was something that I added to every single day. And that's how I saw progress. And that's how I heard success. So learning something new and contributing to your online technology resource bank, which is your brain, is the exact same way. Little by little, something new every day, minimizing the mentors so you can go deeper in what they have to offer versus being scattered. All these things are going to help you find success. Also, I'm very, very passionate about empowerment. And I want you to know that no one starts out as an expert, and you have everything inside of you to learn. If you can read, you can learn, right? And actually, you don't even need to be that great of a reader because there's so many things on Audible and many, many tutorials that you can even just listen to and learn. So the main thing is to empower yourself that Google is at your fingertips. And there is a multitude of resources that you can, if you have a question, you can get an answer to. So I don't want you to also feel that you can't be your own mentor, because you absolutely can. So I want you to feel super empowered that if you have a question, there's an answer out there and it's literally seconds away through the search engine of Google. So definitely utilize that. The other thing is, if you are using a tech tool, so for example, I use Kajabi to host my courses, my website, I automate all my emails through Kajabi. If you have a tool like that, or you're using a project management tool like Trello, another one of my favorites, that these online apps and tech tools, they have done a fabulous job with either 24/7 chat support that gives you answers to your questions 7 days a week, like Kajabi, or detailed documentation and help docs. So that's another cool thing. So when you're breaking down your tech teaching in the morning, definitely go deeper into one or two tools that you know that it's going to really support you in your business, and take the time to go through their help videos, their resource docs, or if you get stuck, reach out to their 24/7 chat. So again, in the vein of empowerment, and like Marie Forleo says, everything is figure outable. So you have all the resources that you need at your fingertips, so utilize it. And the one thing that I say, the best way to get over technology overwhelm is to use it. Use it on a daily basis. Don't just sign up for it and have it collect virtual dust in one of your online folders, but get in there and use it and practice and play around with it and go easy with yourself. Know that there's probably going to be some stumbling blocks and you're probably not going to have perfection right out of the gate, and embrace that, because it truly is a process and it is progress over perfection. So it's actually living out that hashtag of progress over perfection. The other thing that I found super helpful for me when I was first cracking into this back in 2014, because I came from 17 years of doing a brick and mortar business. And so when I started coming into digital marketing 5 years ago, all of this was so new for me. And I felt all the feelings that a lot of my clients are feeling when it comes to technology overwhelm. So I have a lot of compassion and empathy, because I'm right there with you. And I've been able to do a few things that have helped me. A couple of them also fall in the line of bookmarking any of these resources that I found helpful. So maybe I found someone really good on YouTube where I didn't have to like wade through a really thick accent and go through a bunch of like mumbo jumbo talk for 20 minutes before I got to the meat of what they were really trying to say. If I found somebody that was really clear and I could understand them, or an amazing blog that was like step 1, step 2, step 3, that I was like, hallelujah, I found somebody that I can learn from, I started bookmarking them and making a folder. I use Google Chrome, and I would just star that blog or that YouTube tutorial and put it in a folder called Tech Tools. So when I needed that, and inevitably you do need it again, right? Because a lot of times it's not a one and done learning thing. I would have that resource at my fingertips, and I didn't have to go digging back through Google or pages and pages of searches to find that resource again. So definitely start being organized right from the very beginning. Bookmark things that you find valuable so you can have them at your fingertips, whether it's for yourself or you find that someone else is stumbling on that and you can be like, oh, I got a tool for you. Let me dash you that URL. Let's be helpful to one another. And that's one of the things that I love, love, love about what I do, is I can shorten the learning curve for solopreneurs that are coming up and startups that are just cracking in. I love to do that. And as much as I am a forever learner, I'm a passionate teacher as well, because if I can shorten your learning curve and eliminate tech frustrations, that's going to make my day. So the other thing that I want to say is, if you go through all of these tips, so if you're patient with yourself, if you know that you can Google anything and you're empowered to go on these tech tutorials and you're carving out time for yourself to chip away at all this new knowledge, and it still feels like a massive drag for you, then I want you to be okay with that as well. And maybe it's just not your zone of genius after you have put in effort and you're still feeling like, I don't want to do this, then just outsource it. Maybe it takes time for you to figure out what that looks like, but also know that it's an option for people that are like tech wizards there are people that actually get juiced up by doing the technology. So if you've tried and you've gone through some of these helpful tips that I'm giving you today, still feels like a drag, go ahead and outsource it for sure. So, hey, Billy Joel, nice to see you. And hi, Anna Sewer from Bangladesh. It's so fun to see my friends on these lives. It's awesome. I hope that this has been helpful for you. My main point today in this Facebook Live is to just know that yes, everything is figure outable. You're not alone if you're overwhelmed with technology. And there are many, many resources, whether it is online tools or online mentors like myself, that are right there for you to break things down in a very step-by-step, doable manner. So I hope you have an awesome, awesome weekend. And until next time, my friends, breathe joy.